Welcome to Brand Lover, honest, real, and lively conversations for flourishing entrepreneurs and budding business owners on a mission to cultivate a heartfelt brand that connects with their purpose-driven mission. My hope is that you walk away feeling inspired and refreshed with a weekly takeaway in your back pocket that you can apply to your life or business. All right, I have a confession to make. I was not going to record this podcast. You might have noticed that some weeks there is not a new podcast sitting in your inbox or in your download section of wherever you listen to this podcast. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Honestly, I bet that you haven't. There's so much going on in the world. One podcast download every now and then that's missing is probably not going to be very high on your radar. But in truth, there are just some weeks where there are so many other things going on that I simply don't get a chance to dedicate the energy I wish I had to my free content. And I'll bet there are things every single week in your business that you wish you could do, regret not doing, or simply run out of time to do. And here's why. You're not a robot. Okay, you're a human. You have a life and there are lots of variables that go along with having a business and having a family and having a life. And when you layer all of those things in and all of those variables, sometimes there's an overflow effect. You don't necessarily have a massive marketing team behind you. Potentially you're it in your business. Maybe you have a small team, but, honestly, in heart-aligned solo businesses, most of us are wearing all the hats. And I just wanted to really come here today and just encourage you to give yourself some grace in your business. A lot of business coaches speak about making sacrifices to reach success, but really, truly, which ones are worth it? To make progress in your business, sure, there are bound to be sacrifices. There's sacrifices for anything, any goals that you want to achieve, any sort of new level that you want to unlock. There's going to be sacrifices. But which ones are necessary? Which ones are potentially detrimental to you as a whole person, to your family? Be selective with what you will sacrifice for your success. I don't know about you, but I don't want to get to the end of my life and regret not going for that beach walk or soaking in the sun with my husband on his days off, or not showing up to school assemblies and sports days because I had tunnel vision for my business success. And maybe that's something that's holding me back. I don't know. But I'm here to find joy in my journey. I'm here to serve you. And that's what brings me that joy. And I believe that when you live in the present with your vision in mind, that you will naturally take the steps that are going to take you towards that vision. But it doesn't all have to happen today. And I just wanted to also remind you that where you invest your time is literally a flashing neon sign above your head that shows what's most important to you. And while this podcast is incredibly important to me, I also have one-on-one branding clients. I have brand alchemy students. I have resources to prepare and deliver to my Branding Hub members. I have my beautiful Kindred Collective Mastermind ladies. And we Voxer like we're 13-year-old BFFs. My phone is buzzing all day. I have emails to write. I have proposals to prepare. I have social media to show up for. And most importantly, I have 4 daughters and we are smack bang in the middle of what I like to call the busy years. Life was almost more simple when they were at home with me all the time, making Play-Doh and watching Play School, going to playgroup and taking their little naps. Life was much more flexible then. Now that our days are more structured and we're cramming more in because they're doing more things and we're supporting them in that, that's actually leaving me less time for my business, surprisingly. And I'm left making decisions like, will I miss my daughter's band recital or netball game in order to complete a business task, instead of, will I miss half an hour of sitting on the couch watching Bluey in order to complete a business task? The stakes are a lot higher now. And I'm running out of time before they bloom into young women and follow their own dreams. My bet, as a heart-aligned business owner, you're faced with similar decisions like this every day as well. So what's worth it and what's not? Where can you invest energy to have a greater impact on the growth and progression of your business rather than trying to do everything all the time? For example, I'm about to celebrate 100 episodes of the Brands Lover podcast, but I haven't released an episode every single week. I took the summer holidays off last year, and you probably didn't even notice. So it's all about being intentional with where you're spending your time. So if you're feeling overwhelmed with all of the things that you feel like you should be doing to grow your business, or, feeling the pressure, or feeling maybe like you're on a mouse wheel and nothing's working and you're feeling overwhelmed, especially coming into the Christmas season. I was just speaking with one of my mum friends this morning at school about how there's just so much going on in this term. All the events, all the social gatherings, all the things that you have to do as a mum to even prepare for Christmas. There's so much. If you are feeling that pressure and that overwhelm and, trying to keep your business going till you get to have that break over Christmas, hopefully. I know that some of you have your busiest time over Christmas, but I'm speaking on my terms, my slow period. Just take a step back, take a minute, take a breath, assess, look at your weeks and see, where you can make them lighter, or where you can invest a little bit extra to have more of an impact. Zoom out, because when we say no to something, we're always saying yes to something else, and vice versa. When we say yes to something, we're saying no to something else. Ask yourself what you're willing to say no to in order to experience a level of success in your business that you're seeking. Allow yourself the grace to work in your energy flow and focus on the most impactful tasks. Focus on growing better rather than growing bigger, and bigger will naturally come. Commit to those smaller, in-the-moment habits, rituals, and improvements rather than trying to scale the mountain in one giant leap. And if you do trip up, it's okay. Get back up, keep getting back up. Okay, one skipped podcast is not going to have that much of an impact. So if you are feeling this episode, if you are seeking clarity on how to grow your business without sacrificing yourself, your energy, your life, your happiness, your family, I want to let you know that I will be opening enrollments for my intimate mastermind and brand elevation experience, the Kindred Collective, next week. So if you would like to learn more about that, click on the link below to get yourself on the wait list. There are only 10 spaces available. This is to ensure the integrity and privacy of the experience, and also so that I can give my most nurturing guidance and personalized mentoring to each woman who embarks on the journey with me. I'm so excited for it. We're going to be kicking off in January 2024. So if you know in your heart that you are ready to do business differently, to break the mold, if you feel like you've been just exhausting yourself and burning yourself out trying to grow, if you have been sacrificing your family, if you have been, saying yes to things that you know that you should be saying no to, maybe it's time to do a little bit of self-exploration and invest your time and energy into figuring out how you can make that impactful success in a different way. So I'd love to, answer any questions if you have any questions. Otherwise, tap the link, join the waitlist, and I'll be sharing more about it later. If you found this episode inspiring or helpful, I invite you to share the link with another woman in business or someone who needs to hear this message. Every woman we can support to grow a meaningful, profitable brand is another woman who is free to live a purposeful life for herself and be more present for her family. None of us are alone in the challenges we face in business, but the solution can start with a gift from someone else, and it could be a podcast episode just like this one. Thank you for listening.